You are listening to That's What I Call Marketing with your host, Connor Byrne.
Welcome to That's What I Call Marketing, the podcast where you will hear from the leading lights in the marketing world and listen to their unique insights. And of course, this is our monthly roundup of all things great in marketing in the month of April. It is top of the marketing charts. So let's get things underway. We're going to start with the Weetabix discovery. Weetabix saw volume sales decline 8% or 5.2 million packs in the 52 weeks to the end of December 2023, presumably because customers are happy to swap their Weetabix with the discounter's own label versions for about a third of the price. Head of brand Lorraine Rothwell told The Grocer that brand had lost connection with its core heartland of shoppers aged 45 plus. Of course, we know strong brands can allow a brand to charge a price premium, and so Weetabix are investing heavily in a new brand campaign to win market share. Now, I loved this campaign. It was a real fame campaign that depicts an emergency meeting called by a scientist who wants to share his discovery of national importance with an audience of state officials. He shows how Britain's economical, societal and sporting performance has dropped, pointing to a chart that depicts how each has declined because the country isn't eating enough Weetabix. It's clear the brand isn't afraid to poke fun at itself and acknowledges people haven't been eating as much Weetabix of late. Weetabix and their creative agency BBH have successfully managed to combine the essence of the brand with typically dry humour. One of my favourite parts of this ad is when there's a guy saying, "I've been eating croissants," and someone chirps up with "me too" in the background. Just really lovely moment. And these are the hundreds of decisions that get made that make work really, really excellent. So it's really good. So Alex Grave, Christine Turner, Kevin Masters, Mark Rayson, all the team at BBH and Lorraine Rothwell, you definitely had your Weetabix making this ad. So thanks for making great work. Have to celebrate it. Next up, Burger King turned 70. Now, brand birthdays are often a bit navel-gazing and can be a bit boring, but I think Burger King have done a really great job celebrating their 70th, tied to their core product differentiator, Flame Grilled. I enjoyed these ads. Some suggested it won't solve the problems Burger King have, but at least it is tasty advertising. And Burger King, I told you you'd be making it to my newsletter. Next up is the Cairn Community Games. Irish property development company Cairn Homes announced their sponsorship of the Community Games. Now, Ireland has a strange old relationship with houses and property developers. So Cairn definitely had a job to do to convince people that they aren't just building hundreds of houses in communities that are under-resourced by schools, roads, and, all the stuff you need when thousands of new families move into an area. They needed to demonstrate a commitment to the communities they're in. And to be fair, I know some of their developments and do a good job of creating a sense of community, but unless you live there or nearby, you probably don't know that. So this was a really good fit for Cairn Homes, replacing Aldi, who had been the sponsor, but have been pretty quiet about it. They've definitely launched with a bang, with a lovely piece of work that feels really fresh coming out of 10th Man. So congratulations to everyone involved, and especially my good friend Alma, who was part of this. So next up is the smelling billboard from McDonald's. There was consternation about this one. Now, it's no secret that I do love out-of-home, and I love clever out-of-home execution. I thought this could be great. These are new scented billboards, and they're believed to be the first of the kind in the world, designed by advertising agency in Amsterdam by the name of TBWA Naboko. I've probably got that wrong. In collaboration with the production company Rowell and Regal. The boards are red or yellow and admit the smell of McDonald's French fries. So no McDonald's branding apart from their distinctive colours, attempting to call hungry passers-by into the restaurants. So CMO of McDonald's Netherlands have said that smell has been proven to be more effective at sparking clear and emotional memories than images. And with the inclusion of this next phase in our advertising, we found a new way to remind people of good times at McDonald's. Now, on LinkedIn, Will Poskett called it a scam, asking, can someone tell me what business KPI this is driving, who is it targeting, how expensive it was to make versus ROI? Honestly, in my opinion, this is a piece of work to win a Cannes Award. How dare they? Now, I would definitely agree that this probably doesn't drive sales of fries. Likely only a few dozen people got to engage with the sensory billboard themselves, and they were then filmed. I don't know what business KPI this was driving, but I'm going to guess it was about earned media and sentiment, possibly testing the idea of scent as a distinctive asset for McDonald's. It is known to increase sales and product quality perception. Now, maybe the CMO of McDonald's Netherlands can come on the show and tell us all about it. If you didn't get a chance to read the piece in Business Plus magazine about B2B marketing that I wrote, you can check it out. Go to Business Plus and look for The Time for a Reboot in B2B Marketing is Now. Well, the Wild Atlantic Way is 10 years old, and this is a piece of tourism marketing genius from Fáilte Ireland. Essentially, the organisation took the west coast of Ireland, highlighted lesser known sites beside the main draws that people were going to, and packaged it up as the Wild Atlantic Way. The brand was devised on the backdrop of the financial crisis, which had pretty much killed tourism in the west of Ireland. It has been a huge success. As reported in the Irish Times, the results are overwhelmingly positive. 1 million more international visitors in 2019 than 2014. A flourishing tourism industry that supports 80,000 jobs and is worth $3 billion to the economy. The Wild Atlantic Way accounts for 2/3 of all revenue generated by out-of-state visitors, and as it celebrates its 10th birthday, 43% of all domestic trips taken in Ireland will make their way somewhere along the route. Now, I got to work on some web dev projects for the Wild Atlantic Way, so I got to see a bit about how it worked, and it was fascinating to hear how towns were pitching themselves to be included in the Wild Atlantic Way. In fact, the Wild Atlantic Way spread further than initially intended due to its huge success. It has led to Fáilte Ireland creating Ireland's Ancient East to try replicate the success for the East Coast. There is still work to do, and quoted again in the same Irish Times article, Miriam Kennedy of Fáilte Ireland says, by 2027, the Wild Atlantic Way will be in the top 5 touring routes in the world, sharing the billing with the likes of Pacific Coast Highway in California and South Africa's Garden Route. I love that ambition. Fantastic, and it's a wonderful piece of marketing from Fáilte Ireland that deserves to be celebrated. Well, April was the month that fake billboards sort of blew up. Now, I wasn't going to mention them every month, but I have to for context for this part. So, Uncommon Studios released their new out-of-home campaign for British Airways. You know, the one where they show only a part of the logo, the brand. Well, what happened next was not really unusual, where someone, in this instance Tom Britz, mocked up a fake competitor ad and posted it online. It all sort of blew up from there. First off, people assumed it was real and were sharing how brilliant it was. Then people realised it wasn't real and were getting annoyed at it being a fake ad. People were up in arms over the fact that this ad could have never been real, and then some others got annoyed saying it was real because I saw it. That makes it real. I was taken aback by the level of debate about the fake ad. It is never kind of in its origin that it loses the context of being fake, and Tom was really clear in his post that it was fake. It is in the resharing that people somehow remove the context. So if you see one of those fake ads and you reshare it, just let people know it's fake. I think these are great things. They're fun, creative, and as Tom wrote in The Drum, the aim was simply to get an idea out of my head and into the world. The ad has had over 1 million impressions. Now, I'm sure EasyJet and probably BA have no problem with it. It gave them a bit more reach. I guess the only lesson for creative is the one from Tom himself. If I thought I was going to do that, reach over 1 million, I'd have made it better. Well, hopefully Tom's inbox has been full of work offers now. So a big question for marketing in April is your marketing authentic? Well, you're in trouble with Gen Z if it isn't. Oh dear. Ryan Wallman posted this during April, and I don't know the actual source, but hopefully it can go away. Apparently, understanding Gen Z is crucial, and you need to be authentic. What is authentic? It is being genuine. Really genuine. It's not just about being real, it's about being really authentic, and Gen Z are all about it. Oh, and don't tell me they trust their peers more than mainstream media, etc., blah, blah, blah. I was getting those insights about 20 years ago, whatever the next generation was called then. Anyway, I'm looking forward to talking to Peter Hammer about this soon on the podcast. So, did Sky Ireland change their streaming ad? In March, Sky released an ad to promote their streaming service, and their media plan was definitely going for reach and frequency. The ad was everywhere, which would normally be a good thing. I wonder if Sky went about creating something that people would talk about and hope that the guy on pause going, I'll stop now, for pretty much the entire length of the ad would get into culture, get people talking about it. People would have fun with it, would love it. Well, it seems to have backfired massively. It's been a long time since I have seen widespread hate, and yes, hate for an ad. Comments on any social platform you went on were full of hate. People complained to the Advertising Standards Authority about it. WhatsApp groups were lit up with comments about how annoying it was. Now, look, you never want this for any marketing team or any creative team. People are out to make great work that people love. So I do feel for everyone involved because it's hard. But it seems like Sky have had to listen and have changed the ad. Now, it is available on YouTube. Okay, maybe slightly unusually, I'm going to talk about another podcast here. But we all know the importance of the CMO and CFO relationship, and the On Strategy Showcase, which is a wonderful marketing podcast hosted by Fergus O'Carroll, the Stillorgan man residing in Chicago, took on this topic. And in April, he released the first of his CMO CFO series with fellow Irishman Johnny Cahill of Heineken USA, alongside the CFO of Heineken USA, Timothy Bodart. It is a brilliant episode, delving into important relationship in any organization. And guess what? It turns out the CMO CFO relationship doesn't need to be that complicated. Understanding and having a shared ambition is the key. Johnny, as Timothy said, is a master communicator, and he definitely is that. It's clear Timothy was keen to understand marketing as much as Johnny was keen to understand his perspective. Of course, you can listen to that episode of On Strategy Showcase, and you can check out Johnny's episode on That's What I Call Marketing as well. After turning the Stanley water bottle into a viral sensation, Terence Riley has returned to Crocs and is going to be heading up its homely Hey Dude brand of shoes. Riley helped to reshape Stanley, the century-old insulated drinkware brand, into a must-have brand of current culture, according to a statement from Crocs. He propelled the brand's resurgence into a must-have icon. Stanley's 40-ounce Quencher Cup, yet those huge giant things, gained rapid popularity for its array of colours and ability to keep beverages hot and cold for long periods of time. Incredibly, it drove Stanley's annual sales from 75 million to 750 million in 2023 alone, according to CNN. Look, this is definitely one to watch. Riley has big ambitions with going back to Crocs and looking after Hey Dude, stating on LinkedIn, "If another dream of mine comes true, footwear will never be the same again." Okay. Terence, come on the show and tell us all about it. Speaking of Crocs, the Pringles and Crocs collab is not something I thought we needed in the world. I'm pretty sure we don't. Check my calendar. It's definitely May 1st, not April 1st. So I don't know what this one's about. But look, somebody must love it. Dove's Self-Esteem project has continued, and they have done incredible work as part of this project over the last number of years. Some of the stats they share are kind of really sad to read. And in the UK and Ireland, 9 out of every 10 girls with low body esteem put their health at risk by not seeing a doctor or by skipping meals. According to Dove, 90% of content is predicted to be AI generated by 2025, and 1 in 3 women feel pressure to alter their appearance because of what they see online, even when they know the images are fake or AI generated. Shocking figures. Piece of work from Dove tries to rebalance things. Look, an ad or a piece of communications isn't going to fix this problem. And to be fair, Dove do more to champion real beauty. I definitely think this is a reminder to us as an industry to think about the impact of AI and unrealistic images of perfection that we put out into the world, putting pressure on young people. Well, some Lucky Beer and Lucky Generals have created a new campaign for Spain's #1 draft beer, Cruz Campo, working with Heineken to launch the brand in the UK with an ambition to make Cruz Campo the biggest Spanish mainstream lager in the UK. I'm not sure how many other mainstream Spanish beers are in the UK, but look, there's a big ambition there. They developed the brand platform Choose to Cruise, bringing to life the relaxed, go with the flow civilian attitude to life. It was definitely chilled out watching this, and I definitely wanted to be sitting at that bar at the end enjoying some tapas in the sunshine. So our good friends at the Indie List are fully embracing the world of AI. They now provide access to a range of vetted Gen AI freelance specialists, including strategists, creators, and app developers. They're also creating tailored workshops for marketing teams across a range of topics with an independent take on the most relevant tools, crafting prompts, maintaining brand integrity, and avoiding risks. They've also created a new AI platform, Indie GPT, which enables clients to perfect their own brief for freelancers. I can't wait for Una AI and Peter GPT next. Wonky Waitrose. Well, like most retailers, Waitrose want to let people know that their prices are falling. So they created an out-of-home special build, a billboard erected in a wonky fashion with a downward arrow and the copy, well, this is good, newer, lower prices on hundreds of your favourites. However, people in Wandsworth, I think it may have just been one person, were worried about the falling billboard and contacted the council in the southwest London borough, who promptly responded, putting up bollards around the dangerous falling billboard. Waitrose were informed and responded in a post tagging the council saying, "Thanks for the swift action, but while our prices are falling rapidly, our billboard certainly isn't." I suspect the billboard itself would not have been picked up by national press if this hadn't happened. Definitely one of those that if you tried to plan, you couldn't have. So nice work by the Waitrose team. Our amazing guest list on That's What I Call Marketing continued in April, and we had some fantastic episodes. We had The Magic of Numbers with Dr. Grace Kite. We had part 1 in our series, Inclusion in Action, with Effie, Ikate and Leanne, talking about inclusion and diversity in our industry. The Mindless Marker series, a new segment with the Sleeping Barber podcast with V and Mark. Curiosity United with Ellie Norman. Ended the month with the Cannes Young Line Winners Expo along with IAPI. And of course, don't forget that That's What I Call Marketing will be at Cannes this year. So if you'd like to get involved with us, get in touch. And if you're planning to be there, let me know. I would love to find time to connect and chat. And our sponsorship kit for 2024 is available. We have some really exciting partnerships coming up. So if you'd like to talk to us about collaborating together, it would be great to talk. Our next episode, of course, will be out next Tuesday. So thanks for tuning in to Top of the Marketing Charts for April 2024. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.
Today's show is supported by the Indie List, the leader in providing you with easy access to hundreds of highly experienced marketers quickly and cost-effectively. Visit theindielist.ie to speak to the Indie List team today.
Are you facing the maze of global expansion? Diplomat introduces the Diplomacy Model, a cost-effective, innovative approach to navigating the complexities of your brand's presence in international markets. Visit diplomat.agency.
If you would like to reach an engaged community of marketing leaders, get in touch with That's What I Call Marketing to discuss sponsorship opportunities.